This guy is something else. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Gary Williams Sold My Lawn Furniture. It's June 30th, last day of June, I believe, right? There's only 30 days in June. Brooks is over there doing God knows what kind of voodoo magic because we can't stand watching the Orioles, so we gotta figure out something else to do.
Gotta change the Juju, man. Burn those bats, uncross the bats, throw them all out.
Yeah,
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. Okay.
Go to a different manufacturer for your bats, or use a different type of wood or different color bats. And I mean something. Get new gloves because the ones that we have aren't working. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if we should bring leather to the yard anymore.
Like the Pirates used to tell Ralph Kiner, just bring two bats. You don't need a bat and a glove. We don't need you out in the field, man. Just bring a bat. It's been a little bit of a rough weekend for the Orioles. I'm sure you guys as Oriole fans watching this have noticed, obviously. It's just so frustrating. You lose the two extra inning games that could have gone either way. If we win those, we're still 2 games out of the wild card. A lot of other stuff has happened, since then. The defense has been, the same defense we've been seeing all year. But anyway, we are here today to not talk about all the negatives because that's what we've been doing all year. We're going to try to be as positive as we can today about the good stuff we're seeing, about, Pete Alonso swinging the stick a little bit better, about the starting pitching, getting a little bit more consistency going. What's up, Antonio? How you doing, buddy?
Always good to see Antonio in here.
Yeah. Me and this fly have been having a little bit of a war for like about 15 minutes. So I'm going to see if I can win this while we're on the podcast here. Get a little victory for the boys. Yeah. This guy does not know what's about to hit him. Where do you want to start, Brooks? So you just want to chug beers? Is that what your thing is? Dusty house.
Yeah, pretty much chug beers. Hey, all I'm saying, like I said at the beginning, we are changing the vibes. I'm doing my part. And you know what? If the vibes don't change for the Orioles, then I'm blaming the rest of you because I'm trying.
That's fair. I didn't have the energy to dress up this morning. I've been a little under the weather for a few weeks here with the sinus stuff. I had an ear infection a few weeks ago, and I don't know. I've been taking as much Zyrtec as humanly possible, but for whatever reason, the weather just keeps going from 100 to 70 to 100 to 70. It's going back up to 100 now, and it is just messing with my face. Just congested all the time. It sucks.
It's hot as the dickens here right now.
It's supposed to be that way all weekend here.
And it is humid as fuck.
I believe it.
It's bad.
I believe it.
The good news is the sun stays up until 9:30 at night.
Yeah,
I was literally watching I think it was like the 7th or 8th inning. They pan to the city and it's like pitch dark. Like it's pitch dark there. And I look out the window. I'm like, oh shit, the sun's like still up here. Like it's still going down.
I remember when I went out to visit you when Banks was born. In June one year, and it was we were sitting on your patio, and I was like, all right, we got to go inside to watch a game or something like that, or like I don't know. I was like, the game's getting ready to start probably because the sun started going down. And you were like, dude, it's 10 o'clock at night. I was like, what? It's 10 o'clock at night. The sun's still up. 97 degrees, 110 heat index. That's a lot. Two-man booth today. Just the Roth children today.
2-man booth. Brian had to help one of his buddies out last minute, so
yep.
Just the Roth children here today, and Dusty's feeling a little under the weather. Not hungover this time.
No, actually, which is unusual for me. But yeah,
got a little sinus infection, but at least I think we can go into this now. Somber. So at least you don't have what CJ2K has.
Yeah.
What a terrible thing to wake up to and see that on my phone.
Yeah. That interview was kind of jarring. I can't believe it. He's 38, 39 years old.
So a year ago, he was playing with his kids. Everything was normal, and now he can't talk.
It's incredibly sad. If you're not familiar, Chris Johnson former 2,000-yard running back of the Tennessee Titans, ended up playing with the Arizona Cardinals as well, and maybe another team if I can't remember. But went to East Carolina, probably the best East Carolina.
Didn't he go to the Chiefs at the end too?
It's possible for sure.
I might be mixing him up with somebody else.
I'm not sure 100%, but either way, one of the more electric running backs, albeit for like a shorter stint. But that's generally how running backs go. 3 or 4 years of really good football player. But I mean, that's beside the point at this point. He is diagnosed with ALS. He's 38, 39 years old. He can't really talk, and it's just unbelievably sad. If you haven't read the story or watched the Good Morning America thing that he did with Michael Strahan, you can go find that all over the internet. I'm sure. It's really upsetting. It just kind of puts life in perspective. It's another one of those things that puts life in perspective. This kind of thing can happen to anybody, and it's a kind of thing that makes you realize don't take life for granted. So. Hopefully his family and everyone is going to be there and supporting him, and if there's any way that he can fight back against this thing, I'm sure he's going to do everything he can. So yeah, not really much else to say there. It's a little bit of a downer story, but what are you going to do? You got to highlight the good with the bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think this also brings in, like you said at the beginning, it brings in you probably forgot about Chris Johnson there for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been on the league that long, but it's somebody who I always forget about. And then at least we can highlight some of the good that we saw from his life. What is going on today? Good vibes show, Zach.
Yeah.
Good vibes show.
Brooks is doing good vibes show. USB mic today, Brooks. Yeah.
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 This was a last minute, came down to the basement. I didn't feel like taking down everything.
Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to do good vibes on the show because the Orioles are the complete opposite of good vibes. What was good vibes was Victor Hovland rowing the boat with his Norwegian friends after beating Scotty Scheffler in the Travelers Championship playoff yesterday morning. That was cool.
I love Victor Hovland.
So do I. I think he's a very likable guy. Scotty, obviously, a pretty likable dude in himself, and always, classy in defeat. But missed a 5-foot putt to extend the playoff yesterday morning after they had to call the Sunday round due to weather. They came back yesterday and finished up. Hovland was able to roll in his putt on the right edge of the hole, and Scotty was not. Once again, Scotty has kind of evaded the winner circle quite a bit this year, but he has, I think, 1 million top fives as a little bit of a counterpoint. So he's gonna be just fine. He's still playing really great golf. He's just got to put it all together.
Is he the points leader?
Yeah, I think so.
Even though he hasn't won anything, I mean, he might have won one. Did he not win any of this year yet?
I think he won one in the early part of the season, if I remember correctly. FedEx Cup leaderboard in points, Scotty Scheffler is number 1. Yes, by quite a margin. He's up by 400 points over Matt Fitzpatrick, who's in second, who's up by 600 points over Cam Young, who's in third. So Scotty, still 1,000 points above third place, despite the fact that, like we said, it's a little bit of a slump for him. And when I say slump, he's played in 14 tournaments. He's come in the top 25 in all 14, and he has a win. So down year, he's got 4 runners up, 2 second place finishes, 9 top 5s in his 14 tournaments. Unbelievably consistent golf. Kind of insane that he hasn't won more than he has this year, but I mean, he's putting himself in the mix, and he's still probably the best player definitely the best player on the tour.
I want it to be known that these are 16 ounces, and they're going down smooth.
I want it to be known.
These are pounders.
Yeah. I honestly, last night, I was watching the Oriole game for the most part because it was a really, really slow night at Turtle. I was watching even more intently because the guy pitching against us for the White Sox, Sean Burke, went to Maryland, so hometown guy. I'm sure he had a lot of people in the stands for him. I don't actually know if he's from Maryland. Maybe he just went to University of Maryland. But it was a rough ending to the game. Like we said, we're not gonna harp on the negative Orioles stuff.
No, we're changing the juju.
I know. So what we did was we put soccer on the big TVs behind the bar. And honestly, the soccer all day yesterday was pretty good. I'm not a soccer guy in general,
it's called football.
It's an elimination stage situation, which everybody can get behind. It's round of 32, trying to get to the Sweet 16. We all know that concept if you're familiar with March Madness. And all of this is win or go home. Yesterday during the day, Japan and Brazil played. Japan was winning the whole game. That would have been a massive upset. Brazil tied it late and then won it overtime. Germany.
Does Ronaldinho still play?
No, dude. I think he was old when we were kids.
I thought so too. But I was talking to a football guy.
He's 46, dude. He doesn't play.
No.
His last year was.
Somebody still played. I was asking somebody about if somebody still played, and I can't remember who it was. I thought it was Ronaldinho.
His last game for Brazil was in 2013. So.
And they said, yeah, maybe it was
Ronaldo does.
Ronaldo does, but I think it was who's the guy for England?
Wayne Rooney? Harry Kane?
Harry Kane. Maybe it was Rooney. I don't know. One of the other old guys, and he was like, yeah, he's still playing. I was like, holy shit, he's still playing?
Yeah. Yeah, soccer's why. I mean, Messi's like 40, and he's still one of the best players in the world. Anyway, the second game I watched was Germany-Paraguay. Germany heavy favorites in that game. Paraguay won in extras in penalty kicks. And then same thing happened last night between Morocco and the Netherlands. Netherlands heavily favored going into the game. They go into penalty kicks, and the Netherlands just completely choked. They missed like 4 of their 6 attempts or whatever it was. And they lost to Morocco. So a lot of big upsets yesterday.
Did you watch all those games?
I had them on at the bar. I ended up basically watching most of all of those games. Yeah, for the most part. At least I watched the big moments. I watched all the penalty kicks for sure. Because that's what the 6 people that were in Turtle last night were all basically locked in on that one TV. So nothing else to do but, make conversation with the guests, right? So yeah, it was a good night of soccer, I guess. Like I said, we're not a soccer show. I don't really watch a lot of soccer. I don't really even like soccer all that much, but it's the World Cup, so I can get behind it a little bit here. And I'm rooting for the U.S. I think we have like the 8th best odds.
That's good to know. At least you're not rooting for Canada.
Yeah, shut up, dude. Canada's playing Morocco. One of the teams who won yesterday, Morocco or Paraguay or something.
When do they play next?
Canada? No, I think it's like every 4 days now. So like the U.S., if they win, I think they would play. They play on the 1st. I think they would play on the 6th, which is Monday. So yeah, July 4th, by the way, on a Saturday in Ocean City is just about as worst case scenario possible as you can imagine. It's going to be insane in town. The federal holiday is the 3rd on Friday. So a lot of people are going to be off on the 3rd. They're going to be coming down on Thursday night and Friday morning. It's going to be very, very busy in town. Usually, like I think last year or 2 years ago, it was Wednesday or Thursday. If you get it in the middle of the week, it's the best because you get 2 really good weekends instead of 1 crazy fucking weekend. And 2 really good weekends is a lot better in terms of money, in terms of everyone getting to work on time, in terms of everything. It's going to be a lot, but it's the 4th of July. It's going to be a celebration. It's going to be hot as shit in Ocean City. I think it's going to be 90 plus degrees in Ocean City, which means in the greater Ocean City area, anywhere 30 minutes inland, it's going to be 110 degrees. Some places, I'm sure. Brooks said that's what's going on there now. Arkansas Joe says 97 degrees there now. So I'm assuming that's what's coming for us. And I
mean, I was out this morning and it was like 80 degrees and like stupid humid out, and I was sweating my ass off
at like what, 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, and it's supposed to get up to like 94 degrees today.
Yeah, it's brutal. Weather podcast, baby. Jim Catatori. I want to talk about the NATOs. No, I'm joking. I don't want to talk about the NATOs. That's Banks's.
All
That's
about the
Banks's.
Raiders.
That's Banks's expertise there. I don't want to steal his thunder with the
Oh,
tornadoes.
pun intended.
What's the pun?
I don't want to steal his thunder.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Jeez,
I did not think of that. I did not even think of that. Did not even sniff that. Around the league, Kyle Schwarber sat out a couple days because of back spasms, came back and ended up hitting his 30th home run. While we're on the Phillies, Zach Wheeler, since he has come back from his what was it, thoracic outlets surgery, I think. It was a shoulder thing that he did at the end of last year. A lot of people were really worried about his the way he was going to be able to recover. He's not just been good. He's been Zach Wheeler. He's been very, very good, which if you pair him with Christopher Sanchez, you got a pretty good rotation there, or pretty good, at least front two.
Especially if Aaron Nola has any semblance of what he used to be.
If he can figure it out at all, because he stinks this year.
He's like 6 ERA.
Yeah, he's having a rough time. He kind of had a thing where he was good every other year for a while, and then the last 2 years he's 6.0 ERA last year, and he's got a 6.04 ERA this year. So he's I don't know, 2 years in a row he looks like he's kind of towards the end of the road. He's in his age 34 season here, so you do see a pitcher start to wind down at that age quite often. But if they can get a big start or two out of him down the stretch, that could be a team that could be really scary to watch. Once again, they basically, since Don Mattingly took over, they seem like they haven't lost a game. They have the best record in baseball since then, for sure.
They're like 38-18.
Yeah. The Braves have lost. Braves have lost 7 of 10, and they're still 16 games above 500. So they're going to be fine. I'm not worried about them. As far as their pitching depth is concerned, though, when they get into the playoffs, I don't really know outside of Sale who you can really trust there. They lose Fried to the Yankees a few years ago. Strider's been up and down in terms of health. Schwellenbach is same deal. So, Marlins playing pretty good ball, above 500, and the Nats, who we just saw, still playing 500 ball. James Wood, stud. Milwaukee's just a factory of great baseball. Still don't really understand how that is. The whole Central is playing decent ball. The Dodgers still winning the West and the best record in baseball by quite a margin. They have 55 wins already. No other team has more than 49.
Hey, we beat them in series. That was cool.
Yeah, and we should have won all 3.
Yeah. What happened to that team?
I don't know. They forgot. They forgot about that.
The Juju went away. We're bringing it back.
Yeah. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays have overtaken the Yankees in the American League East. They've won 5 straight, as the Yankees have dropped 5 straight, and they've only won 2 of their last 10 games. Have the Yankees. So,
is this their midseason lull, or are we just starting their midseason lull?
I guess so.
Hopefully, I mean, Christ, they should be in a lull without Judge anyway, but they're not.
Yeah. I guess it's been their lull part of the year. Once again, yeah, you don't have Judge. Couple, not so great starts out of a couple of guys, but Tampa's only a game and a half above them, and the Yankees are firmly in the driver's seat of the wild card at this point. They're going to be fine. They've lost 5, and they'll get back on track, I would assume. And then the rest of the division, the Blue Jays are a game and a half ahead of us, and we are in 4th. We are a half a game above the Red Sox, which, man, they've won 5 straight. We've lost 3 straight. I thought they were in the basement, way further behind us than that. But, it was good vibes only, so we're not going to talk about that anymore. Good vibes only for the White Sox, who are in first place in their division for the first time, I believe, since before they hired Tony La Russa as their manager. How long ago that was. Since Tim Anderson and Jose Abreu were their best players.
R.I.P. Bobby Jenks was closing games for him.
Bobby Jenks. Oh, my God. That's a name. Bobby Jenks. Remember J.J. Putz?
Remember Gavin Floyd?
I do. St. Joe boy. I do remember him. Texas Rangers have overtaken the Mariners in the West, which is the top 4 teams all separated by 3 games. The Athletics, the Astros, Mariners, and Rangers are all bunched up together, and the Angels are a little bit further behind. So good for good for the Rangers for starting to play a little bit better baseball. I mean, they're basically playing 500 ball, so it's basically that whole division. So that's a little update around the league, what's going on. I don't really have much
let's talk positives here about the Orioles since there's not a ton to do. I think there's not a ton to talk about that's positive, but I mean, I think a huge positive here since like the series that they got swept against the Rays, or maybe even if you just take out April or something like that, we have like the 8th best starting rotation in the league. And then it's even better if you just take out like one of those bad starts by Bradish, I believe is the one that they were talking about. I forget which one it was, but it's I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised with how they're pitching, and then Boz threw a fucking gem last night.
Yeah,
which was, I mean, he sat there and had zero command until the 3rd or 4th inning, like he always does, and then all of a sudden figured it out. Wish we could do it a little sooner and for the entire game, but regardless, I mean, he's thrown like 8 of 9 or good starts for us. I think he's had one bad start in his last 10 starts or something like that.
And I've said this a few times on the podcast, but it's just one of those things where he goes out there and he has one bad inning every start. It's just like he has that inning where he gives up 2, 3, 4 runs, and then he settles down, and it's good. It's usually in the 2nd and 3rd inning. That's when it almost always happens.
And it's not even like that bad of an inning. You know what I mean? It's like always something like something stupid always happens.
Bloop and a blast, or a bloop and an error and a blast. Like whatever. Antonio says, can we expect Gunnar Henderson to turn his season around and carry the Orioles the rest of the season? Look,
I certainly hope so.
We certainly hope so. I mean, look, if you're talking about 2 of the best prospects in baseball in the last 5 years in Gunnar Henderson and Jackson Holliday, both of them have been pretty disappointing this year. Jackson was hurt most of the year, so give him a little pass, but he's been disappointing basically since he's come up in terms of, his overall play. I know he's still young. And Gunnar's been, he wasn't his same self last year. To this year, he's certainly not his same self. I've been saying, like, look, if those 2 players hit like they're supposed to, and they're having like, really good, like not even all-star caliber, just like above average caliber seasons, then I think this team probably has 5, 6, 7, 8 more wins than it does right now. So really, we just need the really top guys, the guys we expected out of to turn it up. And the other guys, they'll fall into place. I know the defense is rough, but it's just, it's 1 or 2 guys get hot and you can change the whole lineup up. And then Pete stays doing what Pete does. Taylor Ward stays doing what Taylor Ward does, and maybe he gets a little bit of his pop back. And you don't need much. It's not like you need everybody to start getting hot. Blaze Alexander has been a revelation for us, and he's not going to stay. And he's not going to stay that hot, but this is the kind of thing, like on a good team, you just pray you can get a really good couple weeks out of Blaze Alexander, because you need supporting guys to help out every now and then, because the good guys in your lineup are going to fucking bang. And like Aaron Judge is going to bang. If he's playing, he's going to be hitting home runs. He's going to be hitting close to 300, and he's going to be playing great defense in right field. And we just don't have guys like that we can rely on at the top of the lineup other than Pete Alonso.
Remember when Orioles fans were like all out on Pete Alonso at the beginning of the season?
Yep.
And now he's like right on base to where he should be. And then I see a lot, well, he had a slow start and blah blah blah. It's like, whatever, dude. Like he's putting up numbers. So, and he's putting up the numbers that we paid for. Like maybe they're not in the most clutch situations. Maybe there's a couple situations that he could, ball in the air or something to the right side, he wins the game. But I don't know. You're getting what you paid for to me, and some with his defense.
Yeah. Albeit that we're not going to talk about the play, but we talked about ad nauseum last week. But anyway, that's about as much positive.
I got a question for you. So I was listening to Pig Town, their show on Sunday, and they posed the question, or not. He's on there with Paul Valley, but Zach's not the one who actually posed the question. It was Paul. Would you trade Kobe Mayo for Matt Chapman right now? Knowing Matt Chapman has 2 years left on his deal, but obviously it's like 150, 40 or 150 mil, I think, or something like that.
It's not for 2 years. There's no way.
He's got 2 years left on his deal.
Oh, okay. So it's like
150 for
$30 million
yeah.
a year, kind of. Yeah.
I think he's got. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it solves a lot of issues for us. Matt Chapman's one of the best defensive third basemen of the last decade.
But he's not this year.
Well, you have to expect the form of the last 10 years is going to overtake the form of the 70 or 80 games he's played this year.
I agree.
But he's not the most consistent at the plate, but, not like Kobe Mayo's lighting the world on fire. He needs to change the scenery. The Giants need to get younger. I mean, I understand it. Yeah, it's a trade that makes sense in my head.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I posed I think the leader, the leading third baseman with the most amount of errors is Caminero, and he's got 10, and Chapman's got 9, and I think Mayo's got 5, but obviously has a whole lot less games played. So I mean, hopefully it's a little bit of an outlier what's going on there, but I don't know. That was kind of concerning to me because you never see him up there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was. I just thought it was interesting. It was interesting. And then I called out the defense because I think a lot of people want his defense to like just solve that right there. And then if he hits, cool. We know about the bottom line, what he's going to hit, and hopefully we get the top end of it. That'd be cool. He's playing in San Francisco right now, which is a huge ballpark. So I don't know.
Yeah. Look, it's always fun to go through these kind of trades. Most of the time, they're not, 99% of the time, you're not going to get them right. You don't know how teams value their players. You don't know how other teams value, our players. There's always a lot of stuff. And we always see, whenever these trades happen, we try to make fair trades in these trade finder things. And then, whenever these trades happen, we'll be like, wait, what did they get for that guy? Or like, how much did they give up for who? Why would they give up that top prospect for Eugenio Suarez? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's always weird. And it's always ranges too. I'm sure the GMs are just like, hey, we have, this is who we have ranked between 5 and 10 in our organization. Pick one or pick two. You know what I mean? For those kind of trades, like that happens a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's probably what happened with the Stowers and Norby for Rogers deal. It was probably just like, hey, these are two guys between, our 5th and 10th highest ranked prospects, and those are the two guys that the Marlins picked. Connor Norby, by the way, has been optioned to AAA. He's having a really, really rough year. Kyle Stowers, on the other hand, made an all-star team last year, has been, relatively consistent when healthy. He's been a little unhealthy this year so far. But I mean, at the end of the day, Rogers is, even though he had a rough start to the year, what he did last year and what he's been doing his last few starts, knock on wood, hopefully he can keep going. I think that's a trade you can stomach a little bit easier now. Even with the Kyle Stowers having the really scorching hot start to last year. And really ended up with good numbers overall. Had a good season.
I mean, yeah, 35 dongs or something like that?
I don't know if it was that many, but it was a lot. He might have had 35. I don't know. He had last year 25 homers.
Oh, that was way off.
912 OPS. He only played 117 games. He got hurt at the end of last year. So, but 25 dongs in 3/4 of a season. You're on pace for about 30, 35 homers. So.
And that was kind of the theme with him and the Orioles organization too, just the health stuff as well. Seemed like he was always having some kind of nagging thing going on.
Yeah, it also seemed like the Orioles just didn't really value him all that much, especially in comparison to Colton Cowser and Heston Kjerstad and a couple other guys that they seem to covet a little bit more. By the way, Heston Kjerstad, witness protection. Don't know where, what's going on with that guy. Did he fall off the planet?
No, he's in Norfolk.
Oh, okay. Well, That's the first I've heard. And I've watched every game.
So he was activated off of the 60-day whatever DL, and they basically had to option him. They added him to like the 40-man and then optioned him or something like that into a rehab stint. Or no, the rehab stint was up, and then they had to like officially option him after his rehab stint was over or something like that. Something weird. But he's down. Regardless, he's down there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he can get his bat hot, and we know when he gets his bat hot, he can really, really help out the team. Yeah. I don't know. I do have some stuff like that. Maybe we could talk about it at a different date. I want to get Brian involved in those conversations as well. So maybe we'll save some of that stuff for Thursday. Like we said, we're trying to do a good vibe show today, and there's just not a lot of good vibes around these O's right now. So we're trying to do as best we can. It's just not really
another good vibe. I know we talked about Pete Alonso's numbers, but he's also second in the league in RBIs.
Is he really?
I think
there's no way he's that high, is he?
He's got 58 RBIs, which is
he's fifth. He's fifth in the league in RBIs. Five, 6 RBIs behind the leader, who is, by the way, second-year player Kurt's common Nick, the big Amish, continuing his good stuff. Lancaster, PA. Hitting 280, 19 homers, 64 RBIs, league leading. I know they're playing in a little bit of a little league stadium over there, but that guy's been mashing since he got in the league. Good for him.
Yeah, and something else I was thinking of, like that we're talking about stats right now. I think I'm out on any kind of advanced metrics right now. Like I was cool with them for a while when they were working for the Orioles and everything like that. I just want to look at everybody for like the results that they put on the table. Like I need like a results driven stat, like RBIs, like a tangible RBIs, average hits, home runs, whatever, everything like that. I'm even going win losses for pitchers because you know what? I want somebody like Shane Baz last night who goes into the 7th inning and gives themselves a chance. I know that's kind of a worthless stat nowadays, but it's something I'm going to start looking harder at. Is this guy a bulldog and actually wants to fucking compete in these games or not?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like XFIP and FIP and everything like that. And basically outs above average. I hate that stat.
Yeah. What team wants LeBron? According to Dad and according to ESPN.com, LeBron James has informed the Lakers he will play next year, but will not be for the Lakers. Could he go back to Cleveland and try to win a championship with his hometown? Could he go back to Miami and meet up with Giannis, who just got traded there? Could he go to the Warriors, which is a lot of people's expectation, and go team up with Steph and form the old men Expendables and try to make a fucking run at the title that way? Who knows? He's got a lot of options. He can also play on the vet minimum anywhere if he wants to really ring chase. It's not like he needs the money. He's getting all kinds of endorsement deals, and he's the highest paid basketball player by leaps and bounds of all time.
He does not. Yeah, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need to keep playing if he doesn't want to.
No, he doesn't need to, but he's still playing at a high level, and he's still certainly going to be an additive to whatever team picks him up as long as it's not on a max contract. So good for him.
He's like 4 years older than me in like just dribbling down the court, dunking on 3 people. Like I bend over and my neck hurts for a week.
He's also 6'8", like 275.
Like how is he that good of an athlete and in that good of shape at 41 years old?
I mean, he's taking care of his body and put more into his body better than at least that's the league-wide sentiment is that he puts more effort and time and money into his body than basically any major athlete ever. And it shows. I mean, he's 40 plus years old and he's fucking still, one of the 10, 15 best players in the league. It just doesn't happen.
Maybe he's on the Tom Brady plan.
Maybe he is. These guys are skewing our narratives for like these old quarterbacks that we've been saying. This is a Bill Simmons thing. Like Tom Brady and LeBron are just ruining old guy sports for us. Like the Steelers still think Aaron Rodgers can play quarterback after all these years because Tom Brady did it at a high level. He must be able to do it. But we've had 3 years of Aaron Rodgers being not good quarterback.
So, yeah, well, Phillip Rivers just came back as a grandfather and threw a touchdown in the NFL. So
He threw a
Anything's
touchdown
possible.
doesn't mean he was like an effective quarterback that was winning.
Anything is possible,
games.
Dusty.
Look, I get it. Anything is possible.
If I could throw a touchdown in the NFL at 48 years old or however old,
we have like way too high of expectations of these older guys as they get older. Because if you look at the history of sports, like when guys get to 35, 36 years old, 99% of them fall off. And we've got a couple of the 1%ers in the last few years. And it's just kind of like, I feel like our brains are broken a little bit. We got to go back to the norm. It's not going to happen a lot. It's a once in a generation thing. And I know people say that all the time. People say generational athlete in every draft. They say there's 3 or 4 generational athletes in every draft. That's not how generational athletes work. Bo Jackson is a generational athlete. You can't be a generational athlete if there's 3 or 4 in your draft class.
Maybe that's just a great player. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe he's just going to be really good. Chase Young, generational athlete. How's Chase Young doing? Is he still on the Saints? Does anybody even care? He's not that good. He's not a generational athlete. You got to stop using that.
Hey, maybe he'll turn it around because you remember like the narrative around Clowney for a while was the same thing. He was kind of a bust. Everyone thought he was going to be a monster, and he kind of turned his career around a little bit.
Yeah,
I'd say a little bit, a lot.
And
but maybe it was due to injury. I don't know.
He's made some money in the later part of his career. That's really that's awesome.
Speaking of, I saw I think it was an Instagram video today or yesterday of Jamal Lewis working out, and that man looks like he can still play in the NFL.
Yeah, he was insane.
He's huge.
Yeah, I remember meeting him at Dad's car dealership that one time, and I just remember thinking this guy is fucking a bowling ball. I think I was basically as tall as him because I was in high school.
He was sitting down.
Yeah, I just remember how stout he was. Yeah. How stout his center of gravity was, so low to the ground. I just don't know how anybody tackles dudes like that. Oh man. Snaps for Brian Baker, who's still second in the league in saves. What's going on? He's got a 1.95 ERA, a 0.87 WHIP. Brooks always said, "I like this guy's stuff. I like obviously there's something in there." And if you go to Tampa, if there's something in there, and then you go to Tampa, you're going to find out quickly because Tampa figures it out. I don't know what it is.
Once he developed that changeup too at the end of his stint with us, I was like, when it was on, it was fucking filthy. But he was always good for like there was going to be an outing where he was going to throw a dick shot here and there, and somebody was going to take advantage. But his stuff is legitimately actually good enough to throw a dick shot and get away with it. He's got good stuff.
Yeah. Our boy Jose Ramirez hasn't played a baseball game since he broke his hand 2 weeks ago, and he's still third in the league in stolen bases. So
I actually did not know he broke his hand.
He broke his hand. He is out until after the All-Star break.
I can't see
last
anything.
Couple of weeks. And then if you're looking at other stat leaders, Kyle Schwarber, like I said, has 30 homers. First guy to reach the mark there. Hunter Goodman, catcher for the Colorado Rockies, who hit 35 homers last year. He's got 26 homers already this year from the catcher spot. He's doing Cal Raleigh type stuff. So good for him. He's a guy I wanted to highlight because, Colorado doesn't get much love.
There's always a guy on like a bullshit team that all of a sudden, like you've never heard of him, and then you see his stats, and you're like, "This guy's been good for
who the fuck is this
couple years. How come I haven't heard of him?"
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? Buxton still up there. Yordan Alvarez still up there. Junior Caminero, who hit an absolute fucking tank yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. I think it went 473, something like that. That guy's a stud. Absolute freaking stud. So good.
I'm losing my car.
Huh? What's going on?
I'm losing my car.
Oh, I thought you said somebody's moving your car. I was like, what? Out of your driveway? Anyway, I'm still trying to battle the elements here. Luis Arias, second in the league in hits. When does he not do that? He's hitting 326 and actually playing really good defense according to Fangraphs and all the defensive metrics this year. So good little turnaround for him. Ron Washington doing them infield drills with him, trying to get him right. And then good.
Ron Washington, he's a magician.
That's true. And then another guy I wanted to highlight, Brandon Marsh, who was a stud prospect for the Angels. Didn't really work out for them after a few years. Ended up getting traded to the Phillies at the deadline, I think 2 years ago, and had a nice little run for them. But, has been kind of moderately good. This year is popping off, hitting 322 with 14 homers, got almost a 900 OPS. Been one of the best outfielders in baseball at the plate. So good for him and good for, I'm sure he's been a big reason the Phillies have been able to turn it around like they have. Also great beard, big beard on that guy, Brandon Marsh. So that is the, the around the league kind of landscape. Jacob Mizorowski has 20 more strikeouts than the next closest guy, who's Dylan Cease. He's going to run away with that title if he can stay healthy. He just strikes out 10 guys per game. He also has the best ERA in the league, right above Cam Schlittler, followed by Chris Sale and Christopher Sanchez. Also, Eduardo Rodriguez having a good little stint here with the Diamondbacks, getting his career back on track. 7-2 this year with a 2.2 ERA, 1.1 WHIP. Pitching really good baseball games. A guy we traded for Andrew Miller back in the day to the Boston Red Sox. Which, if you saw Andrew Miller pitch for the Orioles, was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. That guy was so fucking nasty. Oh my god!
Can we pull up that season numbers from that season with the Orioles, or that half a season?
Yeah, him and Britton together were. And O'Day and Brock.
Was it half a season? Did we lose him the next year? Or
yeah, we lost him the next year.
For some reason, I thought we might have kept him for another year after that
No, we lost him that year. He came to us. He pitched in 23. He had 23 appearances. He pitched 20 innings, and he gave up 8 hits.
0 runs.
Struck up 34 batters. No, he gave up 3 runs in 23 games. Yeah, he was just nasty, absolutely nasty. And then he went to New York the next year. Was filthy for New York. Ended up getting traded to Cleveland.
I don't think he was ever bad anywhere.
No, he was bad in his last few years. He pitched for for St. Louis, and he wasn't very good. But for the rest of his career.
But St. Louis wasn't very good then either. Like, they kind of knew they weren't competing. I feel like.
Well, he came up as a starter, I should say. He came up as a starter for Detroit and the Marlins and was bad. And then when they moved him to the bullpen, he had like a 8-year run where he was just lights out. And then
in fact, I saw him pitch at the College World Series.
Did you? Where'd he go? UNC?
UNC, and he was pitching against Oregon State, I believe.
Ooh, the Angry Beavers. Oregon State.
Or no, maybe it was Cal State Fullerton. I can't remember.
Rutschman. Oh man. Sorry, I got to text one of my coworkers hit a deer last night. They're all right. Their car's all fucked up though. Anyway, baseball. I think that's enough for baseball. We've got all-star ballots going in. I think they're probably going to be closing in the next week. We got the all-star game in 2 weeks. We don't know who the Orioles representative will be. We'll figure it out when it comes. I know a lot of people, not really.
A lot of people do, and I'm like, why do we care right now? Like, that's the least of our worries. Let's just let them fucking rest at this point.
I will say this, because the All-Star Game and Home Run Derby are in Philly this year, I was like, Schwarber's got to do the Home Run Derby, right? Like, that's a no-brainer. But he's been having back spasms the last week or two. I don't know. Maybe that's just not the best idea for him if he's going to be not 100% healthy. But I remember when it was in D.C., Harper did it, and he actually won, I believe.
Yeah,
so I mean, if you're gonna get one of your guys to do it at a hometown boy for the Phillies, might as well just get Harper to do it. He's won it before, and
I think
it's not like it hurt his swing.
I think Schwarber would. He's hot right now. Harper is, but Schwarber, I think, is like kind of like Alonso. He really likes doing the Derby, I believe, if I remember correctly.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I said Schwarber really likes doing the Derby, kind of like Alonso, right?
Well, yeah, and he won in that swing off last year, right?
With Alonso, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, and I think they're
no. It wasn't Alonso.
Yeah. Well, And I think they're changing the rules again for the home run derby. Why? I don't know what they're going to, but I just saw it on Twitter. I'm like, can we stop with the changing of the rules?
I get it that they're trying to find the right thing, but I mean,
I feel
if
like
you
we
change
had
it,
it, right?
they changed it 5 times in the last like 12 years, and every time I watch it, I don't know the rules, and nobody does because they change it so often. It's so dumb. It's like the
It's
NBA,
like, oh,
like
this
the
guy
NBA
has,
All-Star game.
and
Like
then it's like,
nobody
oh,
knows. Is this a basketball game or no? I don't know. Like,
and then they're like, oh, this guy has has the record for most all-time home runs in a home run derby. And it's like, well, yeah, because I mean, the old format, nobody could hit that many. I bet you they could have then too. So it's not even worth like bringing up the records unless you're just talking about the winners. So remember the year when we went and they did like the Team USA team versus like the rest of the world team,
yeah.
like how they do with for the futures game, obviously, but they
in
did it for the home
Pittsburgh.
run derby.
It was in Pittsburgh, and I
And Abreu
remember
went off.
Bobby Abreu went fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Not the guy that you'd think is a light tower power guy, but certainly was spraying him out.
No, because I remember vividly. Me and you were sitting there like I did not know Bobby Abreu had this kind of pop.
There was some.
I thought he would hit a bunch of home runs. I didn't think I was going to see him hit it in the fucking water that many times.
I remember they had to like shoehorn in guys from certain countries. I remember Jason Bay was the representative for Canada.
Yeah.
I remember Hesop Choi was in there for, I can't remember if it was Korea or Japan. There was some guys that shouldn't have been in the home run derby.
It was
Bobby Abreu put it on a show that year.
If it wasn't for Bobby Abreu, that was one of the worst.
It was going to be a bad home run derby if it wasn't for Bobby Abreu.
Yeah.
And now I think that was the year after we saw Prince Fielder do some really fun stuff, or maybe that was the year before. Who knows? Anyway, it all blends together when you get a little bit older. It's so hard to remember which year, where we were sitting. Yeah. But yeah, it was around that time where he was hitting a lot of nukes. I think he ended up winning when we went to St. Louis in 2008 or 2007, 2009. I can't fucking remember. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to remember all these.
St. Louis is 9, 8 is Yankees, 7 is San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco. I know who won because I had them. It was Big Vladdy Daddy, Vladdy Senior. Yeah. Just a guy that I go back and look at his numbers and I'm just like, Jesus, that guy was such a fucking stud. Anyway, former Oriole great, Vlad Guerrero Jr., by the way.
He actually, I mean, he had a decent, obviously it wasn't the Vlad of old, but he had a decent year or two, right?
I traded, I had a t-shirt night Jake Arrieta shirt that I traded to one of my buddies for a t-shirt night Vlad Guerrero shirt. I think I won that trade.
I traded, I think Britton when he first came up for Mattis because I was number 17, obviously, and RIP Brian Mattis was number 17 as well. So I was like, I want that one. Wild to me that Brian Mattis is no longer with us in the way he went.
Yeah.
So weird. I still like every time I hear his name, it's hard for me to wrap my head around it.
Yeah. It's so sad. It just reminds me of going to Arizona and seeing his family there. And
yeah.
It's sad. But once again, we're trying to keep the vibes up today.
Juju.
Trying to keep the vibes up today. We are playing the White Sox tonight at 6:35. The starting pitching duel is going to be Eric Fetty, Fetty Wap, who was on the trade. He's been on the trade deadline, on the trade block. It seems like the last 3 deadlines for whatever team he's pitching for that year. He's 2-6 so far this year, but with the 4.3 ERA, so not too bad. Trey Gibson going to be starting for us. He had a rough go in his last outing, but there was a lot of errors behind him.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Really, I think the main talking point from that was that everyone was pissed that walks too, but everybody was pissed that Albernaz pulled him after 4 2/3, and they were like, oh, he was just starting to figure it out a little bit. So,
So go out and see the game tonight. It's 85 degrees and sunny in Baltimore, so it's a good day to see a game. If you're going to plan on going this week, you might as well go tonight because it is going to get hot as shit this weekend.
Who pitches tomorrow?
I will tell you in un segundo.
Kramer, maybe I heard.
Who?
I think it's TBA for us, and the rumor is Kramer.
Oh, I heard there's a Povich situation happen. It is TBD as of right now. Rogers, Young, Bradish, Boz right behind him. But yeah, tomorrow's a 12:35 start. I guess businessman Wednesday special getaway day. So yeah, TBD for us. We'll see potentially Cade Povich or Dean Kramer, one of the guys we haven't really seen much of this year. So, you know, you guys are familiar with those two guys. If you've been watching the Orioles the last few years, we don't have to tell you anything about them. You clearly know who those.
I haven't seen the Povich rumor. I've seen the Kramer rumor.
I thought I saw Povich was rejoining the squad.
Well, yeah, he's activated. They activated him.
But I could be wrong here. He went to Norfolk as of 3 days ago.
So he finished. So I guess they did the same thing with him as they did with Heston. Like he finished his rehab stint, and they had to option him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they reinstated him, but he's going to be pitching in Norfolk for a little while. So probably you're probably right. It probably will be Kramer. Speaking of options, Jeremiah Jackson has been optioned as well.
Yeah. Let's talk about those moves.
You go ahead. I'm having a cough
attack. Just with the, I mean, obviously they went and optioned Jeremiah Jackson to the minors. And I think somebody put a stat up that he was hitting 273 or something like that this month, or maybe in the last 20 games. I forget what it was. But honestly, he's been kind of, after the first week or two of the year, maybe it was through April, maybe. He's kind of been non-existent after that for a little while. And honestly, we've talked about it a few times here about how bad he is at defense. I mean, and I know it doesn't show up in the errors and everything like that, but there's so many different times that he's just not doing the right thing in the field and making other people look bad because of it. And we went over it last time, but or 2 times ago, whenever it was. So I think that it was kind of their only move. He's got options left, and Aiken going to the 15-day DL feels like that's let's get somebody up for the last couple of weeks before the All-Star break, because he can't pitch until after the All-Star break.
Yeah,
kind of deal.
He's been having a little bit of a rough go of it this year,
but he was throwing pretty good recently. I mean,
he was. Can't really fault him there, but anyway, yeah. So we have a little bit of movement in the roster.
Were you mad about Jeremiah Jackson getting sent out? Would you have sent down somebody else?
No, I'm not mad about the guys on the fringes of our bench. I'm not really worried about those moves. I'm really more worried about the guys who are supposed to be delivering on our team not delivering, and we need to figure out how we can get them to get more consistent at the plate. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's some other stuff I wanted to talk about with the Orioles, but it's all pretty negative, and I just don't want to get into it today if we're having a good vibe show. Especially, we're only a 2-man show here today. I want to get everyone's opinion on everything. So.
Positive here, maybe like the last couple series where we've won the first game, we've ended up losing the series, which is hard to do. But maybe we're just trying to reverse that now. Maybe we lose the first and win the next 2. That's what we're.
Yeah. Look, we're going against a run of Central teams here. We got the White Sox now. We got the Reds coming in. Then we have the Chicago Cubs coming in, and then we have Kansas City coming in. We're going to Cincinnati, by the way. Sorry, but a lot of Central teams,
bunch of teams that are going to run on you.
Bunch of teams that are going to run. Bunch of teams that play games differently. A bunch of teams that we don't normally play well against. But these are not the best teams in the league. We should be able to win some of these games.
And you know what? Speaking of that. Just with the guys running on people, I don't think we're giving Adley enough credit for. I know he's been injured here and there. He's had a phenomenal comeback season this year, in my opinion. And
especially considering the injuries in the middle of the year too.
Well, and I guess they weren't as bad as like before, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, dealing with injuries in the middle of the season and then coming back and still being consistent at the plate, there's something to be said about that. Like, I think that's even more interesting.
And in the past, when he's had might have had a broken hand that he played with for half the year. Then everybody was pissed that he wasn't playing very well. And he was just trying to gut it out and stuff and other stuff too. But it's nice to see. We don't talk much about him except for that he doesn't play as much as we would probably like because he is playing so well and Messiah's there. But I mean, hitting wise, twice last night, getting a ball to the outfield and actually we've been dying for somebody to like have some situational hitting awareness on this team. And I'm not going to say that they don't have situational hitting awareness. I think they're trying to do the right thing, but it's actually good to see somebody finally execute it. And they did it 2 at-bats in a row, and he's been throwing out every fucking buddy on the base path, it feels like. So I feel like we don't give him enough props, and Birdland doesn't really give him enough props for the year that he's having. Say what you want about him being maybe injured here or there, but other than that, he's made drastic strides from the last year and a half until the start of this year.
Yeah. I mean, not really much to add there. I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Maybe Singley, the catching coach, maybe he's worth keeping around, you know.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Yeah. I don't really have all that much else to talk about in terms of baseball. There's some Terrion Arnold news. We've already talked about that. I don't really want to highlight his name all that much because it seems like he did some crazy shit.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I didn't know about that whole situation, apparently this happened like a year and a half ago, and how the league didn't suspend him on their own, because like that's kind of the precedent they've always set, even though they're going through the investigation. But if you're involved in like possibly going to life in prison, I'm surprised they didn't step in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We'll find out the more details as they come. But, Terrion Arnold, first round pick out of Bama, 2024 draft for the Lions. So, losing that player for the Lions is going to hurt, but we'll figure it out. Like, in terms of the justice system, they're going to figure out what needs to be done there. And if there's evidence that he did what they accused him of, kidnapping and assault and all kinds of crazy shit. So, yeah. I don't really have all that much else, man. I think it's a pretty slow news day in general. We've talked about Hovland. We talked about
when's the U.S. play?
The NFL stuff. We have the U.S. playing tomorrow night at 8:00 against Bosnia in the round of 32, trying to get to the Sweet 16. So that'll be the next thing on the docket in terms of the big sports thing. Otherwise, we're going to be watching the Orioles tonight. Hopefully they can win. But, even if they win 40-0 tonight, it only counts as one win. So can't really do all that much. Just got to be more consistent in these games. Can't explode for 12 runs in one game and then, expect that to continue. And then you put up 0 in the next game. I don't know. We're being positive. I'm being negative. I'm sorry. The Bills announced that they will not honor O.J. Simpson at their new stadium when it comes out. That his name is not going to be displayed in their circle of like their Hall of Fame circle. O.J. Simpson.
But he was innocent though, I thought.
Just saying.
I know.
Yeah. That's interesting, but one of the best running backs of all time. But people are always going to remember him for something else. That Ford Bronco in that NBA Finals game. Is that? That's not Lightning McQueen. Who is that?
I have no idea.
that's just a guy.
It's a monster truck that's really fast and can go over anything.
Yeah, is that that's really what we need. That's what we're looking for. All right, let's get an immaculate grid going, and then we'll do a chase of 117, and then we'll wrap up here for the day.
We're on a nice little stretch on the chase of 117 right now.
Yeah, I know. I haven't played it in quite a bit, so interested to see if it's changed at all anymore since last time we played it on here. But I'm going to switch it over to the Immaculate Grid. We always go for speed grids here. Last time we got 51 seconds, but it was a little cheap. So 52 is really still the new target number, or still the target number. I'm going to flip it over, and as soon as I flip it over, I'm going to start a timer, and we're going to try to get the fastest grid clean out as possible. I'm going to share the screen in 3, 2, and 1. Start. Okay. Cubs, Angels, Lackey.
Yep. Good one.
John Lackey. Cubs, Rockies. Gross. Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant. Twins, Angels. I don't know.
Rockies.
Catcher for the Angels at any point. Martin Maldonado. Socha's too hard to spell. I spell Martin Maldonado. Played catcher 1 game. Hunter Goodman. We just talked about him. Played catcher, hit a 300 for a season. The Pizza Man did that. Mike Pizza. No, he's a homer guy. 300 season for the Twins. Rod Carew.
Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, Kirby Puckett probably would have worked there too. Cubs, Derek Lee, just because it's easy to spell. Lee. All right. Twins, Rockies. Twins, Rockies, Morneau. Morneau played for the Rockies. He won a batting title for the Rockies. Isn't that crazy? So did Michael Kadire. He would have also worked there. Twins, Angels.
Kadire also worked for Twins, Angels?
Twins, Angels. Bartolo, did he pitch for the Twins? Irvin Santana. Irvin Santana works, right?
Yeah.
Select. Stop. All right. Minute and 15. Not our best.
Yeah.
Twins and Rockies and shit. I think that was pretty good based on those teams. That was kind of a tough grid. Irvin Santana is only 3% there. I guess Rod Carew works there. Probably would have been the number 1.
Oh, I always forget that.
Yeah. But we had him anyway, somewhere down there. Who else we had? Torrey Hunter. That's an easy one. Wow. Benji Molina is the first catcher that comes to everyone's mind when you think Angels. I think of him as a Giant.
Yeah, I mean, but he was the catcher when the Angels were in the playoffs.
Ryan Sandberg is number 1 for the Cubs here, too. That's crazy. Not Sammy Sosa. I mean, I put Derek Lee, I guess. Although Derek Lee did have one of the craziest first base seasons ever for the Cubs. If you look at his 04 or 05, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, that's a pretty good grid. Those are some fun names, some fun teams for sure. I thought about Pat Neshek here. I don't know why. He threw weird.
Yeah, did he? I don't remember him with the Rockies.
He pitched for the Rockies. I don't know if he pitched for the Twins. That was my reservation.
Oh, you know what? I think it's because Cleveland, like maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to Chase and 117. I'm going to share this one here, and we're going to try to build a team. I think our best on the podcast is 140, something like that. I don't really know if it's possible to get all that much higher than that. Me and Brian built one the day you weren't here a few weeks ago that had like 133 wins, but I didn't like that team all that much. All right, let's start it, and let's go Giants, 1970s. It's got to be like Willie McCovey or Juan Marichal or something like that. Willie McCovey there. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find any other guys here. There's always really good Bobby Bonds years. Look at this 39-43 Bobby Bonds
year. Bobby Bonds, I'm like, that's way better than I thought.
Willie Mays.
Matthews Sr. down there too.
Willie Mays is an old man at this point. There's some other good names on here. Gaylord Perry has a good season, 329 innings. Oh my God. Vida Blue made it to the Giants. Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Juan Marichal's down here as well. I don't know. I like Willie McCovey or Bobby Bonds probably.
Not Gaylord Perry.
I mean, we could take Gaylord Perry. It's just the Ks per 9. Yeah. I mean, it's 3.2 ERA. It's 329.
Never mind. Go look at Rod Carew is probably the right pick.
Not Rod Carew. Willie McCovey?
I mean, Willie McCovey's there.
Yeah, 126 RBIs. I'm cool with that. Let's take Willie McCovey. He's a Hall of Famer. Never going to hurt. Marlins 2020s. This has got to be Tanner Scott. That's the only guy I can think of that could possibly be is Tanner Scott. Sandy. Actually, never mind. Sandy. It's got to be Sandy.
Yeah, Cy Young.
He won Cy Young Sandy. Cy Young Sandy striking out. Yeah, 2.28 ERA. All right, Cy Young Sandy. Angels 2000s. Give me that Darren Erstad year. Darren Erstad in the year 2000.
Troy Gloss, Vlad.
Troy Gloss is really good here, 47 and 14. Vladdy's here as well. This Darren Erstad year is crazy. He had like 250 hits this year, 25 homers, 28 dongs. 25 bags or 28 bags. John Lackey, we got here. Do we have K-Rod? We could take K-Rod as well.
47 saves. I think that's the move.
K-Rod it is. Never going to be upset going with K-Rod. Tampa Bay 2020s, Caminero last year comes to mind. He hit 45 homers. Is that McClanahan year good enough?
Yeah, I think. I mean, he was number 2 in Cy Young, right?
It's only 166 innings, 10.5 Ks per 9, so it's good. It's not excellent. I wouldn't hate a respin here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Franchise or decade? I think decade. I don't like 2020s.
I mean, with the option that we could get 2020s again.
No, not on decade.
I think so. I think if you spin and land on 2020s again.
I don't think so. I don't think it gives you the same one. Have you ever gotten the same one again?
I thought, but
all right. Well, would you prefer to do franchise?
No, I don't care. I'm just saying.
Let's do decade.
What's the lightning bolt right there?
I don't know. You can turn it on and off. Carlos Pena, 46 homer season. This Ben Zobrist season always comes up.
That's really,
yeah, as a second baseman, I like that.
8-6 is hard to beat.
Yeah. 1980s Astros. This is going to be Mike Scott, 100%. I think unless his Cy Young was in the 90s. No, it was in the 80s for sure. Mike Scott, 275 innings, 10 strikeouts per 9. That guy has got the biggest head on the planet Earth. 1970s Cardinals, Joe Torre as a catcher.
Joe Morgan or Ozzie Guillen?
Joe Torre as third baseman as well. We got this Reggie Smith season. That's not all that good. Bob Gibson. Hard to beat Bob Gibson. Hard to beat Bob Gibson there.
When was Ozzie Smith? Was he the 80s?
Ozzie Smith? He's probably on San Diego in the 70s. He's probably in the 80s, I would think. But he's also not a good hitter. He's just defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so our options here are Bob Gibson or Joe Torre, I think.
Gotta be Bob Gibson.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Bob Gibson as well. Our rotation is Mike Scott, Bob Gibson, and Sandy Alcantara. 1990s Blue Jays. I'm thinking Delgado, maybe. Ooh, John Olerud, 360 1 year. Holy shit.
What's Delgado? Go back to Delgado's stats.
Delgado, 38 and 115.
292.
Fred McGriff had 35 homers 1 year. This Paul Molitor year with 2020 as a first baseman's pretty good there. 332 with 20 bags. Tony Fernandez is a fun name. He's on here. Robbie Alomar's on here with 50 bags. Anybody else? Sean Green, 42 homers, 20 stolen bases in the outfield. I like it. I don't dislike it. Juan Samuel. Let's go. Glenn Allen Hill. Otis Nixon. Jose Canseco, 46.
Well, I guess our starting pitching staff's already done. So
yeah. Sean Green or John Olerud? I think John Olerud.
I think.
Yeah. John Olerud's our guy there. Okay, Padres 2020s. Manny or Fernando. Fernando at shortstop hitting 42 tanks. I think that's probably what we got to do there.
I don't think so. I don't think you're going to beat Manny's stuff either. Are you? Well, I guess if you get
the 2 seasons.
Yeah.
42-25 out of a shortstop is tough to get. Right. I like the shortstop there. This team is not excellent. Just going to go out there and say it.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best here, given what we got. Ryan Zimmerman here. MVP Vlad, 39 homers, 40 bags.
They're going to give us that. All right. Shit.
Yeah. We'll take that.
Yeah.
We will take that. Royal 70s, give us George Brett, third baseman, please. 8.64.
Did we royally
Don't have
just
to think
fuck
about
up?
it. 90s.
We royally just fucked up, didn't we?
What?
Or no, that was 2000s Expos. I was going to say, if we messed up not taking Pedro.
Well, we have our pitchers. We can't.
Oh, yeah, that's
we need
true.
outfielders and a catcher, and this is not the team to do it with. Unless you want to take this Beltron year, I think we skip here. Gotta skip here.
Catcher Mike Sweeney?
Yeah. That's bananas.
Sal Fasano. There he is.
Johnny Damon, Jermaine Dye, Bo Jackson's on here. Willie Wilson's a name I know. Kirk Gibson.
That Bo Jackson year is pretty fucking good too.
Chris Quinn, Tony's brother, Chris Quinn, on here. Vince Coleman, who stole, I think, 300 bases in his first 5 seasons in the MLB, is on here. Jeff Conine played for the Royals. Just found that out just now. Okay, we're going to franchise skip here. This is not good stuff here.
90s,
Guardians, 90s. We get Sandy Alomar. That's okay. But we're not going to take him because we get Albert Bell with 50 homers or Manny Ramirez with 165 ribbies.
Manny.
I got to go Manny just for the swag. The swag of it all. This sucks.
We both got stuck at defense. So, what year is this?
1980s Phillies, and we don't have Mike Schmidt. I think this might be where the team falls away. This is 26 homers, 28 bags. I guess we got to take this Von Hayes guy. That's unfortunate. I think we got one. Johnny Bench is our catcher, but not a good Johnny Bench. Old Johnny Bench. This team is not all that great, but it did break the record for wins. 118 wins.
What do you mean break the record for wins?
The Chasing 117. The record for wins season is the Mariners' 116 win season.
My bad. So I thought you meant like the record on this game.
No. It broke the record for wins in terms of real life baseball. But yeah, we didn't. I mean, look, we did as good as we could. We didn't really have all that good of spins. We didn't get Barry Bonds or Sammy Sosa.
Honestly, we haven't been under 110 in a while.
Yeah. But we still were able to build a pretty decent squad here. K-Rod's the closer. We got a great starting staff. We got a little bit of a interesting lineup here. I don't know how well Fernando Tatis and George Brett would get along. But, we got them both. They're both on the squad. All right, guys. I'm going to go lay in bed until work because I don't feel all that great. I love you guys. I love you. I love you guys. For those of you who are listening, we appreciate you. We will hopefully be back with the 3-man on Thursday, and we will see you then.